Welcome back to another episode of the Prosperous Soul series, episode 9. Okay, so this is actually me getting ready to record this episode. I figured I'd let you guys in to a little bit of kind of what goes on behind the scenes. So let's do it. I'm very excited to chat about this topic with you guys because this is actually something that happened at the beginning of 2020. Just to give you a little background on kind of like how I lived my life. I am a recovering control freak, okay? Like I was the type of person that I wanted control of everything in my life. I wanted control of my business, what I did with my business, how my business grew. I wanted control of my relationships. When I used to date, I feel so bad for the guys I used to date. I controlled them, their minds, their schedules. Like I was one of those psycho ladies, like those psycho girlfriends. That was me. I mean, obviously that's not me today, but and I'm just recovering from that. And I don't know about you guys, but like anytime you try to like control something in your life, it just brings so much stress. It brings anxiety. It also makes you become somebody that you're really not. Do things that's not even in your character. And that's what ended up happening to me. So living a life of just surrendering fully to God was something that just had to be done, honestly. I was in a pretty competitive environment. I was entitled to achieve all these successes at such a young age that like if I didn't do it, I felt like I was letting people down. It was bad. I found myself constantly having panic attacks, constantly having anxiety attacks because I was controlling the things that I couldn't control. How could you even live that life? Like try to keep up with this standard that was just out of my control. Started to realize that, hey, my plans for my life are clearly not working. I was not happy with where I was in my life. I was not happy with like the environment that I was in. And in the beginning of 2020, actually January 2020, I was in this room. I'm going to find a clip. When I was like, you know what? This is the year that I am just going to give all my dreams, all my hopes, all my desires, everything. I'm giving it all up to God. I'm done. I am just going to focus on the things that I can control and leave the rest up to God. Obviously, like when you make such a big decision like that, like you're going to be tested. It's like 100% going to happen. So I got tested and I realized that you don't surrender your life and your dreams to God just once. It is a daily thing. It is an everyday thing. So when I really started to dig deep within the Bible, one of the things that I read was that God knows the plans that he has for you, right? Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. The funny thing is that when I decided this, mindset, this new lifestyle, living just fully surrendered, I did start to kind of do the things that were like in my heart, despite what everybody else thought. And I let God lead me. So when I started to do that, I lost a ton of friends. I lost a ton of respect from people that I respected. And like people just thought that I was going crazy, honestly, because like for some reason, like it wasn't me making decisions. It wasn't me moving. It's truly God just leading the path, leading the way, and me just following. I started a true Bible reading habit. I started to really understand like God's position in my life. And then this year, guys, it was bonkers. Once I fully let God run my life, like crazy things started to happen. And I was just like, wait, I need to control this now. And God was like, no, you're going to do this. Let me handle the rest. One example was when I sold my car. One of my goals this year, obviously you guys know, was to be debt free, and I had a car loan. Be debt free, not have to work a 9-to-5 job, and that's that. The thing is that when you live a surrendered life, you have to let go of the things that you've been trying to hold on to impress other people, trying to hold on to a lifestyle that you can't even really afford. So when God was like, sell your car, he gave me so many signs through my coaches and mentors. He gave me so many signs of like things that was happening to my car. And when he told me sell your car, I was like, what? No freaking way. Like, there's no way that I can sell my car. And I try to control it. Didn't happen. He said, you got to let it go. So I let it go. And it's funny how the process was so smooth. The guy that I sold my car to was one of the best guys ever. He was super patient with me. It was my first time. And then I was able to pay off my car, and I dropped down my expenses $1,000 less. So now, because God was in my life, he was able to provide just because I fully surrendered to him. When the pandemic happened, I was like freaking out because I was doing a specific work habit that completely shut down because of COVID-19. And again, I had to be like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on the things that I can control, leave the rest up to God. And honestly, guys, I know that many people have gotten sick and I've been praying for them. There's been some crazy stuff in this world. But let's be honest, this pandemic was a freaking blessing in disguise. I was able to start multiple companies, create multiple connections, and make some crazy decisions. Has led me to this moment right here. It has led me to leave my 9-to-5 job. It has led me to get out of debt, and it has led me to some serious peace of mind. The last thing that I'll share with you guys is when you live a life of full surrendered, what happens is that you have so much peace within your heart. Your life is so simple because you're just focusing on the things that you can control. And I have my full faith in God that he is going to take care of it. And I'm just going to keep moving forward with grace in my heart, with peace in my heart, knowing that at the end of the day, everything was going to be great. As I'm unpacking my trauma and as I'm unpacking like my triggers, I realize that I get a lot of my controlness from my family. And sometimes when I get messages from my mom or when I get messages from like people in my family that something has happened and like, they're always like, Michelle doesn't care. It's like, it's not that I don't care. It's just that I handle things very differently. Instead of me trying to control everything like I always did, instead of me trying to like find solutions for everybody, try to make everybody happy, try to like do everything for everyone, trying to be like the superwoman and the superhero of the day, I do what I can control, which is pray to God about the situation, find out what I can do, and go ahead and do that and leave the rest up to God and live my life on faith, knowing that everything is going to be okay. You think about like getting on a bus or getting on an Uber to go to your destination. You honestly don't know what can happen, right? You can get into a car accident. Driver can be a freaking pedophile. You never know. But you still get in that Uber with faith, knowing that you're going to get to your destination. So why aren't we like that with our lives? Why are we so stressed out? Why are we so anxious about the future? Why are we so scared about what's coming next? It's because you lack faith. It's because you're trying to control your every move, your every life. My biggest tip, guys, is just to focus on what you can control, have full on faith, pray about any situation, and just know at the end of the day that the best is yet to come. Great things are going to happen for you. You're going to be prosperous in everything in your life. You just have to trust in yourself, trust in God, surrender fully, surrender, let it all go. Let go of anxiety, let go of insecurities, let go of, hey, can I be real with you? Let go of that dream that you've been fighting for 10 years. Let it go. Let it go and just focus on what you can control, and you will be so blessed. It'll pour. The amount of blessings that will come will pour. But most importantly, you're going to have peace. Peace in your heart, peace in your mind, peace of happiness. It's just going to be wonderful. So I love you guys so much. There is so much joy and so much happiness in my heart. Just really feel like something amazing is already happening, but is going to continue to happen. And you live that life of just having full on faith and finding joy in the little things. I can't even begin to tell you how amazing life is. Ooh, I have to share this story with you guys. before we wrap this up, another really cool story of finding joy in little things. So before, like how I used to build one of my companies was like, the mindset was like, if it's raining, if it's snowing, if there's a tornado, you are still out there building your business. You still got to be out there. The warriors are the ones that are out there. Like times where I would be driving in a snowstorm because the warriors are out there building my business. Yeah. Definitely don't build a business now like that. And if you are still building the business like that now, I pray for you. It is 2020. Make sure you pray to God and that you find the right people who know how to build proper businesses the way that it's supposed to be built in 2020, where you wouldn't have to do that. Like, I have built multiple companies and have grown my network marketing company bigger in my pajamas and my panties than I ever did driving in a snowstorm. Just a tip. So anyways, so one of my dreams was always to like, I would always say, oh my gosh, when I'm rich, when I have millions of dollars in the bank and it's raining outside and it's snowing outside, I just want to be in my house and just like admire the snow and the rain. And that happened. Oh my God, I was so happy. There was like a thunderstorm here in Jersey the other day, and I literally sat in my couch, these really big windows in my living room, and I literally sat in my couch. I was eating chips and an energy drink, and I was just watching the thunderstorm, I saw the rain fall, I saw trees flying, and I was just sitting there just like with so much peace and so much grace in my heart, knowing that I can't control that rainstorm, but I can control my mood. I can control my emotions. I can control my happiness. I can control me being safe at home. I can control praying. It's so beautiful just watching the rainstorm and then watching it clear and not have any guilt that I wasn't out there, not have any guilt that I wasn't, in the rainstorm building my business, or I had no guilt. I had so much peace and I was so productive that day. And it was awesome. One of the biggest things that I recommend is really reading more on the Bible. I really do believe that the Bible has a lot of truth and the truth will set you free. Start with just focusing today on what you can control. What can you control today in your business, in your workouts, in your finances, or your family life, in your life in general? Focus on what you can control, leave the rest up to God, and keep moving forward. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being on this incredible journey with me. I'll see you guys next week on our next episode, last episode of the Prosperous Soul series. And then I have some amazing things coming for all of you. I love you guys so much. Enjoy your day of living a life of full surrendering. Have a great day.